Of all the volcanoes found in and around the continental United States, Yellowstone is by far the most infamous. Scientists have discovered that throughout its history, it has undergone 3 massive eruptions. The first was 2.1 million years ago and is known as one of the largest eruptions in world history. The second occurred roughly 1.3 million years ago, and the most recent just 640,000 years ago. While many people will say Yellowstone is overdue for an eruption, the truth isn't so simple. What we do know is that if Yellowstone were to blow at the scale of any of these 3 previous eruptions, the devastation to life on Earth would be unlike anything we have ever seen before. From volcanic ash blocking the sun to global economic collapse, here is what would happen if Yellowstone were to erupt. Yellowstone National Park is a massive nature preserve located in the states of Wyoming, Montana, and Idaho. The park is filled with some of the most amazing and beautiful sights of nature anywhere in the country. However, Yellowstone does have a dark secret. Beneath all the gorgeous landscape lies one of, if not the biggest supervolcano in the world. The caldera measures roughly 30 by 45 miles in size and was created after its most recent violent eruption over 640,000 years ago. For reference, that's about the same size as the entire state of Rhode Island. For years now, scientists and conspiracy theorists alike have been attempting to predict when this supervolcano will erupt and how deadly it would be. Some even say that an eruption of that magnitude would certainly be the end of humanity as we know it, with others believing the fear is far overblown. If it were to happen at that scale, one positive is that it wouldn't come as a total surprise. Over the years, scientists have developed very advanced technology to track Yellowstone and all the seismic and volcanic activity that occurs. So, we would likely have some warning, although it might not be much. Animals also have a unique way of sensing when something is about to happen. In the days leading up to the eruption, animals in the surrounding area would be acting very suspicious, possibly even running as far away as they could. Immediately after the eruption, it's safe to say all hell would break loose. Anything in the surrounding area would die almost immediately from the incomprehensible explosion. It wouldn't take long for the news to break all over the world that the unimaginable had just happened. The Yellowstone supervolcano had just erupted. As hours pass, the huge cloud of volcanic ash would begin its journey all over the country, starting first with the surrounding states, before making its way over towards New York. This ash would not only coat the entire country, but also block out the sun's light from reaching Earth. What does this mean for you? Well, you can say goodbye to any and all crops that were being grown outdoors. If the volcanic ash wasn't enough to kill them, then the lack of sunlight surely would be. For many states, everything around them would become coated in a layer of ash. Ash that is actually very toxic, so even having fresh air to breathe would quickly become a challenge. As the days and weeks pass, temperatures would begin to drop drastically and worldwide. With our planet in a state that resembles a nuclear winter, it truly would be survival of the fittest. By now, the deadly ash cloud would have spread to many places in Europe, possibly even the entire planet. Government agencies would be in emergency mode, trying to make sense of what was happening while still attempting to provide all the aid they can. Any wars would come to a temporary halt, and it's even possible that chaos and anarchy would break out in countries with less stable governments. It's safe to say that life as we know it would be forever changed. Economically speaking, we can say without a doubt an eruption of this magnitude would decimate markets all over the globe. It would make the stock market crash of the Great Depression seem like a joke. Trillions of dollars of retirement funds and other investment gains would disappear in an instant, and with the prolonged impact of the disaster, would take many years to recover. It's safe to assume many small and even large companies would close their doors, possibly for good. With such a disruption to supply chains, work would be the last thing on people's minds. On an individual level, people would be scrambling to figure out what to do. Those in the surrounding states who hadn't died would struggle to find food. Even grocery stores as far away as New York would quickly run out. Communication lines would go dark in many areas due to limited access to satellites and the substantial damage to telephone lines. Life would be completely different for years to come, and it would be like nothing any of us have ever experienced before. As the years pass and the volcanic ash settles, there is no doubt that many people would lose their lives. The question is, how many? Even once the volcanic ash is gone, we will still be in a sort of new ice age, since Earth's temperature would be substantially lower. During this transitionary period, it's unclear exactly how it would impact relationships between nations and the global power structure. With the volcano located in the US and the brunt of the damage occurring here, it's possible another country could emerge as the new world leader. Perhaps a country already on the rise, like China. Surely the American spirit would long live on, but rebuilding and restarting our economy would be no easy task. However, there is some upside to all this depressing nonsense. Scientists say that even though an eruption from Yellowstone could be the end of the world, it's actually more of a worst-case scenario. What is much more likely is that there will be some smaller eruptions that are not nearly as deadly. And given how rare and spread out the large-scale eruptions have been, the argument makes sense. As of recently, there has been elevated seismic activity detected at the park. According to the United States Geological Survey, we've been in a period of increased activity for at least the last 20 months. Could this be the first warning sign that something big is lurking on the horizon? Or is this just the normal process of a magma chamber the size of a state? All we can really do is sit back, live our lives, and hope for the best. When it comes to a supervolcano eruption, there really is no point in worrying. The chances of a mega eruption happening are slim, and even if it did, the whole world would be in the same boat as you. Well, that about wraps things up for this video. If you enjoyed it and want to see more videos just like it, then be sure to click the link on screen now. With that said, thank you all for watching, and we'll catch you in the next one.